Smart hands win races. The better swimmers can feel the water with their hands, the more propulsion that they can create, and the faster they're going to go. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. Helping swimmers improve their feel for the water is one of the most important tasks we have as coaches. Helping them learn how to use their arms to create more propulsion is going to help them create more speed. While it's really important, it's also really challenging. So rather than just asking swimmers to pay attention or giving them some relatively simple drills, we're going to have to use strategies that really help them feel what they're doing and become more aware of how to use their arms in order to create propulsion so that they can go faster. Let's check it out. Smarter hands means more speed, and so swimmers have to learn how do they create as much surface area as possible and use that surface area to move water backwards to move themselves forward. And so if they can learn how to use the whole hand and the whole forearm, that's going to allow them to position the arm in a way that traps more water and helps them move down the pool faster. And if their hands are smarter, they're going to be able to better maintain effective pressure on the water, and they're going to be able to better feel subtle changes in hand and arm position, and then the hand and arm pattern, the path that they take as they move through the water. The better they can feel that, the more aware they are, the better they're going to be able to tell if they're not using the most effective or the most optimal strategy. And if they can feel that, then they can fix it. So they have to be aware of what's happening. They have to be able to feel it. The better they can, the more opportunities they're going to have to improve. And in terms of helping swimmers learn these skills, change is going to happen if it's forced. If you just ask swimmers to do things, it's probably not going to make a big difference. But if you put them in situations where they have to do something different, it's a much better chance that they're going to be able to feel something different and they're going to be able to fix it as a result. And so just doing the same thing leads to the same thing. If we can push them out of their comfort zone, help them feel, help them become more aware of a new option, that's going to help set them up to create a lot more speed. One of my favorite strategies to make that happen is contrasting the hands. So you're going to use different hand positions at the same time when swimmers are swimming. So for instance, you can have them swim with one paddle in one hand, no paddle on the other, or pinch paddle in one hand, no paddle in the other, or upside down paddle in one hand, no paddle in the other. You can also have them go one hand closed, one hand open, or you can have them have a paddle in one hand, closed fist in the other. So what's the point? Well, they're going to get different sensation at the same time. If they've got one hand closed and one hand open, they're going to feel something different in between the two hands. That's going to create a lot more awareness of what the difference is when they're swimming with a closed fist and with swimming with an open hand. If they have more awareness, they can better feel it. They can actually feel the differences between what they're doing with their hands. That's a skill that they can learn and improve. And the more aware they are, the more they can create change. It also provides a novel challenge. You're asking swimmers to perform when they have two different hands. One's closed, one's open. That's a totally different challenge than if they have both hands open or even both hands closed. And so when swimmers are moving through the water, they naturally strive for symmetry. And so whether it's long axis swimming, they're rotating back in freestyle, the hands are moving opposite, or at short axis, breast and fly, and the hands are moving together, swimmers are going to try to make those strokes feel the same. So if they're swimming fly and they've got one hand closed and one hand open, the closed hand's probably going to move faster through the water. So swimmers have to figure out, how do I position it to hold more water so it slows it down so that the two hands can stay together. And if they're swimming freestyle and they got one hand closed, one hand open, that stroke is going to feel a little lopsided. And so they're going to have to figure out, all right, how can I do something? What can I do with my left hand to hold more water? And that's going to be able to help them learn and feel and create a different challenge that they've got to navigate. And so the hand that's smaller, so if I've got a paddle on here and then no paddle here, this hand is going to be challenged to try to create as much propulsion as the paddle hand. So we can overload one side of the body by changing the different hand postures, and we can really challenge swimmers to improve their skills. Now, if you're going to use this strategy and just have swimmers swim back and forth nice and easy, that's probably a good start. It's better than nothing, but you're going to get a whole lot more out of it if you really challenge their skills. So add performance expectations. Speed, stroke count, stroke rate, challenge them to perform, challenge them to swim better. They have to swim faster when they've got one hand closed, one hand open, or they've got to hit a lower stroke count, they've got to hit a different stroke rate, they've got to put it all together. You can also add resistance. And so any type of resistance is going to be really effective to challenge them. Hey, you've got to create more propulsion even though the stroke is a little lopsided. Figure it out, make it happen. You can also isolate the arms, go band, buoy, band, and buoy. Now they can't compensate with the legs, so any performances that they're asked to create or they have to create, they're going to have to do that without compensating with the legs. They've got to use the arms to make it happen. You can also use this with drills, so any drill that you're trying to help them learn how to create more propulsion, this is another really great challenge that takes that drill to the next level regardless of what it is. So here's a set that uses these ideas. They're going to go 3 rounds through. They're going to go 425s butterfly with a parachute at 200 stroke rate as fast as they can. So their stroke rate's locked in. They're trying to create as much speed as they can at that rate. The odd, the left hand is closed. Even the right hand is closed. And they're still trying to create as much speed as they can without picking up the stroke rate. Then they're going to go 225s butterfly at 200 stroke rate fast. This time it's without the parachute on number 1, left hand closed, number 2, right hand closed. So now they don't have the added resistance. Now they've got to create extra speed. Then they're going to go 25 butterfly fast at 200 stroke rate fast, and then they're just going to go a straight up 25 butterfly fast. You can also change the hand positions by round, and each time they're trying to create as much speed as they can at that stroke rate, and they've got to figure out how to do that regardless of their hand posture or position. The parachute creates an added challenge. The stroke rate prevents them from just rating up to create speed, and then they can try to put it all together at the end. This set is more of an endurance set. They're going to go 6 100s backstroke, single upside down paddle. They're going to switch sides by 100. They're going to descend those 1 to 3 in pairs at the same stroke count. They're holding the paddle like this. They're going one hand at a time. So they've got to find a way to be symmetrical. They've got to find a way to be really effective. Then they're going 200 backstroke, negative split at the same stroke count. They're trying to get better the second half without picking up the stroke count. Then they're going 6 100s done the same way, except instead of a single upside down paddle, it's a single paddle. They've got to switch sides by 100. Again, descend 1 to 3 in pairs at the same stroke count. 200 backstroke, negative split at the same stroke count, picking it up without picking up the count. And the last piece, they're going to go 8 100s, 50 single closed fist, and then 50 open hand backstroke. They're going to negative split at the same stroke count, and because they're going to open up both hands the second 50, they should be able to really pick up the speed there. And they're going to descend 1 to 4 in pairs, trying to get better as they go through. So a great way to get some solid backstroke work in, be really focused on efficiency and really great skills. And we're getting a little bit more skill development by using the hand postures throughout. Last set is more of a racing set, so they're going to go 450s and 100 4 times. The 450s are always freestyle with a buoy. They're going to go a single upside down paddle each 50. Each 50 is always freestyle with a buoy, and they're going to go a single upside down paddle. They can switch sides by 50. The first round, they're going to build to fast, starting solid. The second round, they're going to go 25 as few strokes as possible, and then they're going to add 4 strokes to whatever they took on the first 25 and go fast. Then the third round, they're going to go minimize stroke count and time. And then the last round, they're trying to go best average, but they got to keep the stroke count the same throughout. On the 100s, they're going to go about back end plus about 6 seconds of their 200 freestyle time, and then they're going to go the same stroke count both 50s. The next round, they're going to go faster. They got to keep the same stroke count both 50s again. The next round, they're going to go faster again, but they can go up 2 strokes on the second 50, and then the last round, they're just going to let it rip and go fast. And so we're helping them figure out how to be really efficient, how to be symmetrical with their stroke as they go through. They've got different challenges on those 50s. They're accountable to their stroke count on the 100s, and they're trying to get faster as they go, but they still have to be really consistent with their efficiency. So we're helping them set it up on those 50s. We're letting them apply it. We're letting them let it rip on the 100s, and they're trying to get better as they go through the set. If you want to learn more about how to use hand postures to help swimmers improve their skills, check out the video below.